Latest on tropical depression Usman, as it's very close to the Philippines now, impacts already affecting the area. As of 9 a.m. Philippines time on December 28th, the storm is at 11.2 degrees north, 126.9 degrees east, intensifying very slightly in the past day now, up to 35 miles per hour and 1,000 millibars. Even though it's a tropical depression, it's a stage 5 on the CDPS scale, devastating damage possible, as the storm is expected to dump huge amounts of rainfall that's upping the score significantly for potential damage. Very severe situation possible here. Getting pretty close to land now, 166 miles from Calbayog, 213 from Cebu City, 461 miles from the Manila metro area, the capital, and 294 miles from one of the southernmost largest cities of Davao. Warnings, there's actually some in effect now. Signal 1 warnings in parts of the Visayas region at this point in time. Those likely aren't going to be upgraded wind-wise at this point because the storm isn't really expected to intensify much at this point. But local flood warnings are definitely expected to come into effect if they aren't in place already. Very dangerous situation. You can see why, looking at this precipitation model, large amounts of rainfall over a very large region for a extended period of time. You're going to see with some of the satellite imagery that I show later how much rain is coming down, but it's a lot, and it's a very dangerous situation for those in potential harm's way of the system. You can see right now, after the storm makes landfall, the news for the Philippines is going to dive off to west-southwest. South of Vietnam actually could bring impacts there as well. Sea surface temperature is still pretty warm and conducive for development, 27 and 28 degrees Celsius where the storm is. The thing that's been fortunately holding it back from getting its wind speed up has been heavy wind shear that's been tearing across the system, ripping convection to the north and west through the duration of the storm's lifetime to this point. Here's a look at the wind speed forecast model. You can see right now, model's still depicting a very last-second development of a large wind field that's going to cross through the northern half of the Philippines. Not too certain that's going to happen just because we haven't really seen it develop yet, and models want it to happen sooner, but it still hasn't. But we'll see. And then after it crosses through the archipelago, it's going to dive out to west-southwest. GFS here has intensifying as a pretty small system into a typhoon south of Vietnam, potentially going into the Gulf of Thailand there. We'll see what happens with that, though. Change the tropical storm force winds relatively similar still because we aren't sure how it's going to intensify in the tropical storm or if it will before it makes landfall. Calbayog 45%, Cebu City 40%, Manila 25%, and the last two are 0%. We don't really expect the southern areas of Vietnam, the Philippines, to get tropical storm force winds at this point. Here's the wind speed swath model. HR still expects it to intensify the last second before landfall into a very large wind field. Weak, but significant in size, enough to the point where it can bring some localized damage. But, you know, the rain, again, huge problem. That's the biggest threat that we're going to see. Isolated areas significantly above 32 inches possible in the mountainous areas, and wide swaths of entire islands covered by 8 to 16 plus inches of rain. That's over 200 milliliters of rain. You can see how heavy the rain is right now. Those blacks indicate 2 plus inches per hour of rain dropping, and this kind of satellite imagery tends to lowball that as well, so it could be significantly higher. Very broad system, you can see convection blowing up constantly, just not being able to organize itself. But because of how much convection is there, you're going to see extreme amounts of rainfall. This is a very dangerous situation. Please listen to your local officials for any information that they give and follow their orders. Stay safe and stay tuned. You can follow Force 13's outlets, the website force13.com at your service to use. You can also find us on YouTube. Use Force 13 to find us there. If you're not watching already, subscribe as well. You can find us on Facebook. We're Force 13 all in text. We provide updates there as well. And we're on Twitter. It's at Force 13 to find us on there. You can also help the project become even better by becoming a patron. All contributions are invested directly back into the project. You can find more information about benefits at patreon.com/force13 or by using the link in the description below. You can also join us on Discord to chat. You can use the link below in the description or contact Fool13 at extension 9094 or contact Force13 on Skype to get more information.